Hello, this is Senator Bob Menendez. For the last 19 years, I've had the honor and privilege of representing you in the United States Senate. During those years, we faced some enormous challenges: the Great Recession of 2007, Superstorm Sandy in 2012, and a once-in-a-century pandemic in 2020. Together, we faced adversity and came out stronger. And through it all, I was a fighter for New Jersey. When the Great Recession hit in 2007, I co-authored the American Recovery and Investment Act, a stimulus package that helped New Jersey with its $9 billion shortfall and New Jersey businesses and families get back on their feet. New Jersey received $3.6 billion in combined tax relief for families, education assistance, and infrastructure investment. It was a stimulus that brought us out of recession 2 years later. Then Superstorm Sandy hit in 2012. We suffered the worst natural disaster in New Jersey's history, $30 billion in losses in the lives of 38 New Jerseyans. Many were left out of their homes and businesses. After the storm, I went to work and successfully fought in the Senate to get $60 billion in recovery money. I had to challenge senators from other states who didn't believe New Jersey needed the money. But I reminded them how we had supported recovery aid in many of their states. After all, this is the United States of America. And in the end, we prevailed. As we were recovering from a natural disaster, we faced a man-made one: the denial of flood insurance claims by FEMA. I held hearings as a member of the Senate Banking Committee and got FEMA to reopen cases that helped New Jerseyans get more than $240 million in flood insurance payouts that FEMA had previously denied. And when FEMA created rate shock by dramatically increasing flood insurance rates, I authored bipartisan legislation that passed into law, capping flood insurance rates for New Jersey. After the storm, when the cameras were gone, I was still standing alongside New Jerseyans to get them back in their homes. COVID, a once-in-a-century pandemic, struck in 2020. Over 35,000 New Jerseyans died. Many more were sick. Hospitals were struggling to meet the unexpected challenge. Businesses were closing. State, county, and local governments' budgets were decimated, and many New Jerseyans were unemployed. As a senior member of the Senate Finance and Banking Committees, I helped write the American Rescue Plan and CARES Act that delivered well over $30 billion in a combination of direct stimulus payments to New Jersey families, extended unemployment benefits, provided school aid, and $265 million to New Jersey hospitals and federally qualified health centers. Under a provision I wrote, $10 billion was delivered to New Jersey's state, county, and local governments. And when New Jersey hospitals, doctors, and nurses didn't have the personal protective equipment they needed, I fought for them to get what they needed. It was a dark period, but together we got through this once-in-a-century curse. Along the way, we also had great achievements that were not born of adversity. Through my work on the Senate Finance Committee, I'm proud to have been one of the authors of the Affordable Care Act that brought health insurance for over 340,000 New Jerseyans, eliminated discrimination based on pre-existing conditions for all of our citizens, and eliminated lifetime caps on all insurance. I also helped open, preserve, and enhance dozens of federally qualified health centers that provide for over 2 million patient visits each year. We also capped the price of insulin under Medicare, cut out-of-pocket expenses for prescription drugs of seniors, and are capping the cost of some of the most expensive drugs. And at a time in which women's reproductive health are under assault, I'm proud of my 100% lifetime ratings from national women's organizations on behalf of the right to choose. I'm proud of my environmental record that also received 100% ratings from national organizations, recognizing my work to ensure we bequeath to the next generation a better environment. I'm also proud of the federal dollars we brought home for our police and firefighters to make our communities safer under the COPS program and the SAFER Act, and to deliver federal education dollars so that our public schools could be among the finest in the nation. I successfully fought for justice for 9/11 families and victims of terrorism. I fought for common sense gun safety laws, voting for universal background checks, an assault weapons ban, and I sponsored the ban on high-capacity magazines. I worked to improve the health benefits of our veterans and the pay of our men and women serving in our armed forces. I led the way to help create, preserve, and fund Gateway, a once-in-a-generation transportation project to build new rail tunnels under the Hudson River that will create high-paying construction and engineering jobs, explode economic potential in our region, and improve our air quality. And when a previous administration tried to kill the project, I kept it alive, and now it's on its way to being fully funded. I've never backed down from a fight worth having. Where others have run away from the issue of immigration or used it purely for political gain, I have been an unwavering champion for real solutions to our broken immigration system, ones that fix the problem without scapegoating those who, like my parents, came to this country seeking freedom and a better life. When tragedy struck one of our federal judges, whose son was slain at their home by a disgruntled defendant, I made a promise that it wouldn't happen again, because our system of justice requires that judges make decisions without fear of how they will decide. I passed the Daniel Anderl Judicial Security and Privacy Act into law to ensure that federal judges' personal information is protected. Along the way, we've helped thousands of New Jerseyans get their passport renewals in the nick of time to go to a family wedding or vacation, help get veterans the benefits and recognition they deserve, taxpayer refunds from the IRS, and even help save the lives of some of our residents. An example of that was the case of an Egg Harbor City resident who needed to undergo a kidney transplant operation, but could not get the perfect match from her mother, who lived in the Republic of Georgia. The family applied for visas multiple times, but were repeatedly rejected by the State Department. As a result of my efforts, we got her mother a humanitarian parole, and the transplant was successfully completed. And there's so much more. It has been an honor of a lifetime to represent you in the United States Senate. If you told me growing up poor in a tenement in Union City, the son of refugees, the first of my family to go to college, that I could grow up to be one of 100 United States senators in a country of 330 million people, well, I probably wouldn't have believed it. But it is the promise of America fulfilled. It's that history and that promise for the future that I would want to bring to a re-election for the United States Senate. Unfortunately, the present accusations I am facing, of which I am innocent and will prove so, will not allow me to have that type of dialogue and debate with political opponents that have already made it the cornerstone of their campaign. New Jerseyans deserve better than that. You deserve to hear from those who wish to represent you about what they would do for you and your families in the future. Therefore, I will not file for the Democratic primary this June. I am hopeful that my exoneration will take place this summer and allow me to pursue my candidacy as an independent Democrat in the general election. This would allow me the time to not only remind New Jerseyans of how I've succeeded in being your champion, but how we will secure our financial futures, meet the challenges of raising a family, owning a home, provide for a college education, and secure a more peaceful world for all of us to live in. I know many of you are hurt and disappointed in me with the accusations I'm facing. Believe me, I am disappointed at the false accusations as well. All I can ask of you is to withhold judgment until justice takes place. Until then, I will continue to work my heart out each and every day, as I have for the past 19 years, to fight for New Jersey, for you, your family, and a more prosperous, secure future. May God bless you, and may He continue to bless these United States of America.